viewers to our new episode of Evolving Dialogues. And it's been almost 4 or 5 days since we shared our last podcast, and our co-host was not there. So today, our topic is self-acceptance. So we will talk about that, and we'll give you some recommendations, some actionable things, some personal stories and anecdotes. So likewise, we'll move on in the podcast. Manish, will you start or like shed some light on this self-acceptance things?
Yeah, self acceptance. When that term self and acceptance comes together, means you have to accept yourself as it is.
Hmm.
First, like when we come to any new person, what we do usually, we just assess, we judge in our mind that what type of person he is based on his outlook, based on his conversation, based on his looks, based on his behavior, and we personify something about that person, and then start from there to start friendship or whatever thing. But origin comes, a starting point is that we judge that person based on. So we have some kind of impression about that person, and then when we get close to that person, we get to know more about it. Same thing I can say happens with ourselves. First, unless we know where we stand, unless we know ourselves, suppose this day um, we want to improve myself. I want to do something of skills to self develop myself. Unless I know what is positive and negative things in me that needs to be focused, how can we improve? We cannot. That is how I can correlate that once I know you with some impression I have in your mind, then I approach you, then we get close to each other. Same thing happens unless I know how I am, what I think about myself. I cannot start criticizing and judging myself. And when we start delving into yourself, you get to know much about you. That is the main thing, that self discovery. You should know what you like, what you don't like. Unless you don't know these things, anybody can give you any
Yeah.
impression about you. That people will say that you have a huge nose, you have a bad that eyes are not correct as per the social standard. They will start stamping, and that things really take over the person. It makes you depressed. That see, I'm not as beautiful or as handsome as that other person is. Those things which we don't have control, we start thinking about those things. And I feel that majority of the reason of depression and many things is because of the uh, we think much about those traits or those things which we don't have control over, and we forget to work upon ourselves to become better version. That is why self acceptance is also one of the skill, one of the thing we should know, that why it is necessary. And moving forward, if we tell self acceptance, suppose Amit, I would like to ask you that how do you accept yourself? Means you must have some thing you know about yourself. These are my things I need to improve. These are my positive things. So tell me your positive things you think about yourself. Like you are a morning person, like you like to go to gym, you become happy when going to gym, or being a routine, being disciplined. So tell me positive things you like about yourself first. Then I will more tell you more about the self acceptance things.
So couple of positive things about me is I am a kind of disciplined person. I take care of my health, which is I'm really proud of. Like I eat healthy. I don't go outside and eat whatever I look or whatever fancy thing is like burger and pizza. As a matter of fact, it was, I don't know when was the last time I had a pizza or burger. So that is one thing I'm proud of. Another thing is writing. I write even 50 words, 100 words daily, but I write consistently. That is what I'm proud of. Another thing is I read on a regular basis every day. Not even a single day goes by that I don't read The Economist. It's a very good magazine, and I'll recommend my viewers to read it. It's a very good. You get to learn new words, the words which is people are using in tech worlds, in corporate worlds. That is one thing. Uh, Yeah, so these are some of my, yeah, waking up in the morning at 5 a.m. It's a difficult task, but I do it on a regular basis. Thanks to Manish, I broke my streak, but yeah, you know, having a commitment to your friend that you'll wake up at this time and you'll come to the gym. So that led me to develop this habit of waking up early in the morning. So these are some things, Manish, that I am really proud of, and I think it's a positive thing about me.
Likewise, Amit, there are must be some certain negative traits you want to get rid of.
Yes.
If you are not aware, unless you are aware, you want to get rid of.
True, true.
So self-acceptance start with the knowing that what are the positive things you know about yourself, what are the things you like about yourself, what are the things you don't like, and you wanted to get rid of, like bad habits. Some bad habits must be there, like sometimes we tend to oversleep. Sometimes we tend to skip the routine. Those kind of little things are there. Sometimes we need to work upon our communication skill. But what happens when we start delving on our things, positive and negatives, and we know that these are the qualities of minds which, if I work on, we will again improve, and these are the things I need to work upon to get rid of or make it more acceptable. What happens if you don't know these two things? People will come to you and tell you, I mean, you know that morning, waking up in the morning, it won't help you, because I have been waking up since last 6 years. It won't go to feel good, and I keep sleeping in my office and anywhere in schools. I don't get focused. So then, if you don't know yourself that you are a morning person, you thrive waking up in the morning. That person, when that person tells you this thing, you start, okay, that maybe that's why I have felt drowsiness that day. That may be the reason. And then you start thinking on those pattern, and you feel that, oh, I'm not doing right. It means that something really. So that is the main thing. That is why we need to accept ourselves, how it is, who I am, how I am, the upbringing, everything, my conditioning, my schooling. Those other persons should not come and start telling me that this is the not right, that is the right, and that is the very vicious cycle we fall into. So that first, we also, you must have studied. I mean, that reference point in the physics,
Yeah.
and then a vector. You must have. So reference point. Unless you know your reference point, how can you gauge the distance between the two things? So unless we know where we stand, and the person comes and start criticizing us, our behavior. Anyway, our parents also sometimes tell me, no, no, you are not fit for these things. So those things we really take to our heart and think, okay, that may be the reason I'm not doing well. And that is why self-acceptance is, I feel, that is a must. So for self-acceptance, at least you have to delve into yourself. You have to just go deep down, meditate, and think about yourself. What are those things you feel really happy doing that? What are those things you hate? Suppose we do party, and sometimes after the party, next day it's like a hangover kind of thing, or we sleep in. We feel that, oh, it's become. Why did we at the first place go to the party. It means that you don't like going to the party, and then you are body person. You thrive on being on routine things. You want to be in fit person. So if unless you know yourself, people will come and you will just take another route, and that what happens when we are in college. Our friends start telling us, no, no, this is not the
Yeah,
good thing you are doing, because at those times, in those times we did not have clue about us. We did not know
yeah,
inside and out of ourselves. So self acceptance is a reference point to improve ourselves, and from that point we can think of improving, think of the skills which we can add to make ourselves our best version. What do you say, Amit?
yeah. With college days and the vector thing, it took me back to my school days and college days. When I was in school or college, almost all of my classmates and colleagues were 2 years or 3 years younger than me. I mean, I was the older guy, and it really made me insecure. Like I'm lacking behind. They have achieved a lot at that age, and I haven't. So I started lying. I started saying that I was born like 1996, just to impress them that I have also achieved a lot of things. And in college, they used to make fun of people who are from Bihar. So to impress them, that I mean, to avoid this bullying and insults, I would lie that I was from Assam, not Bihar. And every time I have to lie, every time I have to lie about my age, my where I belong from, I was acting. I was not real, being the real me. And it was kind of taking a toll on my you can say mental health. It was not helpful in any way. I was trying to be someone who I was not, and in a way it was very tedious. I have to I have to act in some way so that people will be impressed. And anyway, no one was getting impressed, let me tell you. I was just putting things under the
Yeah.
rug. But when I accepted that, yeah, I am from Bihar, I am older than you guys. Yeah, there were insults, but it was kind of relief, Manish, I would say. It was kind of relief, and I started really working on myself. That yeah, I am behind, like 2 or 3 years behind my colleagues, but I can put in effort. Also, another instances I want to talk about is I used to consider myself really, athletic, that I have muscle and everything, but I didn't actually. Because how can I? I mean, I never worked out in a gym my whole life, but I considered myself like having abs and whatnot. But when accepted the fact that no, I am not, uh, I don't have a good body, or I don't have the muscle, or I don't have the good physique or healthy. When I accepted that, it was like burning. You have to burn to grow. Phoenix born from their ashes, but it's a
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah.
but it's a very very painful process when you know that what you you are not what you think you are. It's a painful thing to really realize that. And when you realize that you are not what you think of, it was hard. But that led me to join the gym, working on myself, and it eventually paid off. Similarly, I used to think that I am really good at speaking English, not making mistakes, making the perfect pronunciation, until I saw my presentation videos, that I was horrible at it. And it really took me some time. I excused myself that yeah, one time happens, two time happens. I was really reluctant to believe that I was not a good speaker. But when I accepted that I am not a good speaker, spontaneously I realized that I can improve myself by putting in the effort and time. And that's why I joined the Toastmasters Club. So self acceptance kind of lead you to self discovery, or an opportunity to work on yourself, I would say. So it has helped me in a way, self acceptance, if you say. Yeah, Manish. That was my
Yeah.
story.
Yes, yeah, completely. Yeah, it's personal that you of late got to know that self acceptance is really a starting point to improve yourself. Unless you accept yourself as it is, people won't accept you.
Yeah.
And people, unless it's in our mind, it's in our mind, and people really get want to know your real you. They don't want to even what I have observed in my experience. We live with our so many persons, parents and siblings, but we don't really remember the faces. Suppose when we get close to you, I don't remember talking to you and remember your face. I remember your feelings, the kind of feeling you give me when I speak, when we are together. That is how human beings get connected, because we have eyes. I retrospect many things when I'm alone or somewhere. Just suppose a person who are blind, how can they feel that other person? Oh, because of his tonality, the voice, the presence, the aura that person gives to the blind person. And simultaneously, I was thinking about the person who are deaf and then blind simultaneously since the child. How could they perceive the world? How could they perceive the world? Means I was trying to think about how could they perceive the colors? How could they perceive the all the surroundings, air, through the feeling? I think senses. They will feel that warmth from the people. Suppose I go to the person who are deaf and then who are blind. When we go to them, because through voice they cannot hear, through eyes they won't see, then they will only feel how you um, how you communicate through your feeling or warmth. You that that the thing. Anyway, that is off track thing. But I was really going to tell you that in today's pixelized world, where everything is measured through the pixel, how you look and how you look in the camera, self acceptance has become taken a predominant role. Unless I have seen the people getting depressed because their selfie and their pictures, they are not so photogenic. They feel that, oh, my face is not so charming, so glowy like the other girl, like the other boy. They know how to pose. These things comes into the picture in today's era. Because everywhere camera is there, everywhere camera is there. We feel that we are being captured, and then people who does not accept themselves, they just don't want to have their pictures clicked. That's what I have learned, that we should have our pictures clicked. We should not be feel that inferior to anyone, whether that with the better looking guys or not. When we start accepting ourselves as it is, when we are happy to get our pictures clicked, that is the start of self acceptance. When we are confident, we are happy seeing our pictures, even we don't look good, even we are not wearing a good clothes, not that we don't know how to pose. But uh, when we start accepting our pictures as it is, I have felt that people will also start complimenting your picture. No, no, you are a genetic person. Your pictures come so natural. So that happens because we accept ourselves. Initially, I remember I was very camera shy. I don't want to go and take pictures because I was very slim, trim. I thought, oh, people make fun of me. My picture won't turn up good because I don't know how to pose. But slowly and gradually, I had one friend. I had to take pictures with her. So slowly and gradually, I picked up taking pictures. So what happens? I have felt not confident, not because I started taking pictures. Yeah, because I took pictures and I started accepting myself, and I started complimenting myself. And that is the skill also. When you take pictures, and then after some time you will feel like your pictures are coming up in a good thing. So that what I have all. observed experience in life. And same thing happens to when we accept ourselves. When we accept and compliment ourselves, people start noticing changes in you. Unless you notice a change in yourself, people won't notice. It's in our mind. Because people will not come and tell you, Amit, you look beautiful, you look handsome every time. But when it's in your mind, you feel like that. You wear any clothes, you put on any clothes, and go like you are a super attractive person. People will definitely going to notice that this person has some kind of confidence in it. It's why it happens because of the it's reflecting from your acceptance. Because you accepted, you are so cool and calm under your skin. People definitely want to, because you will. People around us are so insecure nowadays. You won't know unless you get close to them. You may feel that that person is super confident, that person is confident, that person has a God given face, everything. But when you get close to that person, you feel that, oh, really, you will feel sorry for that person, that that person is insecure. And that has happened. Self acceptance is the starting point of self confidence. Unless you accept yourself as it is, you won't be self confident. And successful people or any people who has achieved a great, they are they are both they accept themselves as it is, and they are self confident. So both are complementary to each other. Once you start self accepting yourself, you'll start being self confident. Once you become self confident, you become successful. So these are the self acceptance is the trigger point, or you can say that there is a reaction, something it is called that particular word is that there to trigger the reaction.
Chain reaction.
There is some chemical to put in. No, the one
Uh,
chemical which
a
trigger
catalyst.
the reaction.
Catalyst.
Catalyst. So catalyst is self acceptance is the catalyst for being self confident, and self acceptance is the reference point, the origin point, where you know how where I have to go. So two or three things, if you would like to sum up. I mean, how do you sum up this conversation of today's self acceptance?
The image thing, my brother, he was very shy to take pictures, selfies, or anything that has to take. I mean that'll show his face or body. But nowadays, this guy takes picture everywhere, post it everywhere, and is way handsome
Yeah.
than he was before. Way confident, and I sometimes it's unbelievable to see a person evolve, grow, and become the complete opposite of the person he was like 5 years ago. So that was completely I have witnessed that image thing, the picture thing. Another topic that you touched, Manish, was this comparison distortion. We have this mental distortion of comparing ourselves. The thing is, we compare our behind the scenes to someone's highlights. We don't know what someone has went through to
Yeah.
just to reach a photo or a certain point in their career or whatnot. And it's not really helpful when you compare yourself to someone else, because their starting point was different, their circumstances were different, and who knows what help he got, what resources he had. So it's completely unreasonable to compare yourself. And talking about those celebrities, they have an army of makeup artists, photographers who make them look perfect. And comparing our photos to them will only cause depression. And in America, I have also told this in our previous podcast that teenagers are committing suicide these days at a higher rate. The rate has increased this year, and the reason is social media. They have been comparing themselves, their beauty with the standards set by Hollywood or the celebrities. It's really unrealistic standards, and rather, if you self accept yourself, it will only help you to grow from that point. And one book that I would recommend everyone, or one author, I right now I'm forgetting the name of the book, but it's Brené Brown. She has done decades of research on shame, or feeling insecure. So our viewers can try that book. That will be really helpful. And yeah, Manish, what will be
Yeah.
our next topic?
Um, our next topics would be connected corollary to the self acceptance. And corollary to self acceptance is that when we accept ourselves, self confidence, how people become self confident, how success people and then people who have achieved something in their life, why do we feel that they are so self confident? They are so comfortable in their skin. What is the secret behind that? We will um, delve into delve further into this particular thing aspect. How people become so self confident when they achieve something, or maybe on the process we have seen people and then feel that, oh, that person is so confident, and whether it happens overnight, and whether there is a process behind this. We will uh, go deeper into our next podcast with our Amit.
So our viewers, please stay tuned to our podcast. We'll come up with our next podcast on self-confidence, and this time we will continue the streak of 30. That's our challenge. We missed it.
Yeah.
We apologize for that.
Yeah.
And so with that,
Yeah, surely I had to go somewhere, and I had told Amit to continue this trip, but somehow he did not feel good about it if there is no partner
yeah.
podcast. So then sometimes we feel like if sometimes it's a monologue kind of thing, but it was really backing from my side. I had to go somewhere, and I could not find time to do that. These are the excuses anyway, but we will try to
Yeah.
complete 30 days challenge what we had promised in our first day podcast.
So with that, take care. Bye bye.